Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here, the channel where we go through the good and bad of everything nerdy to make sure you spend your time on the best of the best. In today's video, we'll be covering 5 new Nintendo eShop sale games worth buying, so let's get into it. So the first thing to jump into is that as of filming this video, all of these games are currently on sale in the Nintendo eShop, but I think a lot of them are a ton of fun, and so if you see a game that you like, the prices will be listed of both the sale price and the full price. So if you like what you see and you're watching this video later when they're not on sale, they still might be worth picking up if the game looks cool to you. But with that being said, let's jump into the list. So the first game on the list is Monster Sanctuary, and this game is really a cool concept. They've kind of put together a lot of my favorite genres into one game. And so the game itself is similar to a Metroidvania style game where it's kind of like an action platformer. You're revealing new parts of the map, but on top of that, it combines elements of a turn-based RPG and a monster collecting game like Pokemon all into one. And so as you go through the map, you're going to explore different areas and build up and recruit a monster team, which you'll use to take on various monsters in the environment. So you'll build up your team. They all kind of have unique elements, unique abilities that they learn. And as they level up, you unlock a skill tree for each individual monster. On top of that, the monsters can equip different weapons, accessories, and more to power them up. You can feed them food, which gives them like a permanent / temporary stat boost where they can hold on to their last 3 meals, and that's going to alter their overall stats. So it's kind of permanent, but kind of not at the same time. On top of that, as you collect more monsters, they have an outside battle ability, which can help you to unlock new areas of the map in the game. So again, that's kind of where it gets that Metroidvania style gameplay in as well. But so far, I'm really liking this game, and I think it's a lot of fun and worth checking out. Plus it's on sale, so I think it's worth giving a shot. If you like Metroidvania style games, turn-based RPGs, or games like Pokemon, this could be right up your alley. The next game on the list is WRITHE. And so I actually did a full review on this game a while back, but the gameplay is kind of similar to a Call of Duty Zombies, but in like a Nintendo 64 style graphics. And so the storyline is a energy drink company has been kind of genetically engineering these worms, and they create this worm juice, kind of gross, right? But it works as an energy drink. And so the company continues to genetically engineer these worms to make the energy drink more effective, more tasty, everything like that. But eventually they get huge, they grow teeth, and they go on a rampage destroying the city. And so you're called in as exterminators to get rid of these worms. And so it's kind of like an endless shooter as you play, where worms are spawning across the level. And so there's different types of worms. There's kind of your regular base worm, there's kind of an armored worm, and there's exploding worms as well. And as you defeat them, you eventually get these cans of energy drink that can power you up and keep you in the fight longer. Another cool aspect of the game is that the longer you play, the longer you shoot in that level, eventually you kill enough worms to upgrade your abilities, where you move faster, you shoot faster, your gun gets more powerful, and it gets a lot more intense as you play. And so I really found that this game was very addicting because each round maybe takes 1 minute to 2 minutes tops, sometimes even less than a minute when you just get started. But again, these 30-second sessions can quickly turn into a few hours of gameplay as you go through. And so I think if you like games, like I said, like Call of Duty Zombies, first-person shooter games, where there's just hordes and hordes of enemies coming at you, this is definitely a game worth picking up. The next game on the list is Unto the End. And so this game is kind of cool. It's an action platformer where you take on the role of a warrior that is separated from his family, and you're trying to get back to them. And so why this is pretty unique is the sense that it's kind of a defensive action game where you can do different abilities like parrying up and down. You can do a dodge roll, but again, it's very defensive based where enemies are coming at you and attacking you, but you need to really time it perfectly, block their incoming attacks, and then when they're stunned, you can go in and attack them from there. And if you're not doing that, you're likely going to get defeated. And so it's very challenging as you play, but on top of that, there's puzzle elements as well, where there's a lot of different hidden traps where you need to figure out how to get around them, whether that's jumping and doing a diving roll, whether it's cutting a rope before a trap comes and gets you. Again, there's a lot of different variety in the game. And then as you progress, you can kind of harvest enemies for equipment and then use that to upgrade your character and get better armor and be able to survive longer when you play. It's kind of a cool graphic style as well. It's very dark as you go through the game and you hold a torch to kind of light your way. But I really like this game so far. And I think if you like action platformers and you want one that's a really challenging version of this game could be worth checking out. The next game on the list is Neon Abyss. And so this is a roguelike shooter where you take on the role of various different heroes that are seeking revenge. But it's kind of in a neon dance club theme to the game with some cyberpunk elements as well. And so you go around and you've got your different guns that you can equip and you can shoot them around the stage. You'll encounter different enemies, get gold and crystals to progress further in the stages. And there's kind of humorous bosses as well. For example, one of the early boss fights are some fast food mascots like Ronald McDonald and Kentucky Fried Chicken. And so you battle out floating head versions of these monsters. And so again, since it is a roguelike shooter, you'll probably be dying a lot. But again, each time that you play and progress, you can unlock more of the skill tree based on the crystals that you found throughout the levels. Also, one thing that's neat is that there's a variety of different base characters you can choose from, which can really alter your playstyle as you go through. The game also has the option of inputting a seed, so if you have a really good run and you like that level, you can actually do that level again or share that seed with your friends. The only thing is you don't unlock achievements if you do this mode. The game also has a ton of weapons to choose from, a ton of items to equip, and on top of that, you can also unlock little familiars that fly around your character as well. So you'll pick up different eggs and over time they hatch, but some of them don't necessarily hatch into a familiar, but when they do, they also upgrade and level up throughout the game as you play. And so if you like roguelike shooters, I think this is a cool one that could be worth picking up and checking out. The next game on the list is Narita Boy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this game I feel like is kind of if Tron and Star Wars had a baby and made a game. So in this game, the creator or programmer of this system is basically abducted and pulled into the computer game and has his memories wiped out and erased. There's kind of evil hacker programs that are taking over, and you take charge of a young boy who also goes into the system as kind of the lone savior of the program. And so you'll play through trying to uncover memories of the creator and restore this program to peace by defeating the viruses and evil hackers. And you do it through an action platforming game. And so why I think it's kind of like Star Wars meets Tron is because, again, you're getting sucked into this computer world, but then you also get this Technicolor sword, which is kind of like a lightsaber, which is really cool. But it not only acts as a sword, you also have a shotgun version that you can use to take out enemies as well, and even a super powerful blast as you play. And so it's got some puzzle exploring elements to the game as well, and the platforming can get pretty intense too. But so far I really like it, and the story is pretty intriguing as well, because as you play, you get to new areas and you unlock more memories of the creator and really unravel the story as you go. But I think if you like action platformers, if you're into the Tron series and like wielding weapons like a lightsaber and shotgun, I think you're gonna enjoy this game as well. Now, as an added bonus, I wanted to throw in another game just because it's on sale right now, but barely, and that's the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. And so I played the Ninja Gaiden games growing up all the way back to the NES, but this is a collection of the latest 3 Ninja Gaiden games that were on systems like the PS3 and the Xbox 360. The first Ninja Gaiden came out on the original Xbox, and so that was surprisingly good and awesome graphics for its time. But the gameplay is super intense. It's a third-person action game where you'll wield different weapons as a ninja. You'll improve your abilities as you go and face hordes of enemies and epic boss battles as you play. Now, one thing I remember about these games is that they are super challenging, so you'll probably be frustrated and die a lot as you play, but beating these games is a real accomplishment. And in this collection, you get the remastered versions of all 3 games. I think I liked 1 and 2 the best out of the series, but since you get all 3 games for basically the price of 1 game, I think it's worth checking out. But again, it's not on sale a ton right now since the game did just come out, but I think it's worth picking up and checking out if you haven't played any of the Ninja Gaiden games yet. But let me know in the comments below if you've played any of these games before, how you feel about them. If you see some that you're gonna pick up now that you know that they're on sale, or have heard about the games, let me know in the comments below. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to smash that like button as it really helps out the channel. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out. And if you'd like to help us support the channel, pick out content and more, become a patron of ours at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. And if you'd like to plug into our live streams and Let's Plays on the channel, you can follow us on Twitch at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.